Welcome back to Chat Chit. This episode, we're reviewing Collingwood's 2023 season and then sort of doing a very early preview of their 2024 season. Now, obviously, Aiden, the premiers of last season, the prelim finalists of the year before, the most exciting team in the competition in my eyes, in the way that they play so many close games, make so many comebacks. In fact, I don't think in sport I've seen a team like the current Collingwood Magpies when it comes to close games. It's a sight to behold.
Well, it's scary because I know we joked the whole season, but you almost have to be up by 50 points going into the last quarter. And even 50 points is sometimes not enough. But just to make sure that you've got this Collingwood team down. Like, I'm just going through it. They were the third highest scoring team and the second best defensive side all year.
Yeah.
And being top 8 in both of those statistics is quite impressive. But to be top 3 in both of them, you can see why they were very successful and led by their captain, Darcy Moore, at the back. And to be honest, if you look at their forward line, they play very small, which is unlike a lot of other teams who look towards the taller forwards to really take the game by the like really grab the game. But look, you got Elliott who clutched up in a lot of late moments. Bobby Hill, obviously Norm Smith came through at the end. Ginnivan played his part, obviously not there anymore. But yeah, there's not many negatives you can say about Collingwood.
When I think of this Collingwood team, the first thing that comes to mind is we were both at that prelim of 2022, Swans versus Collingwood.
I was right behind the goal.
Yeah, when you talk about how much you need to be up by to feel safe against Collingwood, I don't remember exactly what we were up, but looking back, it feels like we were up 30. And Collingwood, I think we were actually, and Will Hayward intercept marks on where they're kicking it laterally in their back line, then runs into an open goal. Whole crowd going crazy. We're up 30, but there's just that sick feeling that Collingwood's
It's almost like the game doesn't start until the start of the fourth quarter. Unless if Collingwood's winning by 30, cool, game over. If Collingwood's down by less than 50, it's 100% game on. And as we look towards their trade period, I think they've done a pretty good job. So they lost Taylor Adams to the Swans. It was pretty clear as the year progressed that he was no longer a permanent member of the starting midfield. They picked up pick 33, which is, I guess, decent compensation for a guy that didn't even have playing in his actual position. A big signing for them was landing the Fremantle forward Lockie Schultz. It was a lot of back and forth with the Dockers. The Magpies had to put pick 19 and then first round pick for next year on the table, which the Dockers were happy with. They obviously accepted, which led to Jack Ginnivan leaving, which was a huge shock to Collingwood fans, as he would have become, I think it was the 5th string small forward at Collingwood. So he left, Lockie Schultz in. So, I mean, looking at it, their team's probably gotten better.
Yeah. I think you look at right now and you look at the future, Collingwood are as well set up as any club in the AFL. But let's think, what do they have to do to go again? Because I think when a team wins a premiership, you naturally think, who's going to do it this year? And, you have Brisbane, I have GWS, but what have Collingwood got to do to go again?
Well, it's almost like a lot of the same, to be honest. I mean, there were very few flaws in their game. The only time that they actually fell off was when they'd already guaranteed themselves the first spot. They're aggressive. They've got some of the best players in the competition. If Dacos stays fit the whole season, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins himself a Brownlow. The coach was firing. McRae, in his second season of coaching, had a massive season. Darcy Moore is making the club look like a friendly club again. Down back, they're absolutely stacked with talent. Maynard, Quaynor, Darcy Moore.
Absolutely stacked.
Who else they got down back?
Nathan Murphy. Dacos half the time.
Jeremy Howe.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible backline. You go to their midfield. Mason Cox, who has his moments. Darcy Cameron. Dacos,
DeGoey.
Crisp, great off halfback. DeGoey, who was unbelievable in finals.
Tom Mitchell.
Josh Dacos. I mean,
it's
McCreary.
It's unbelievable.
Then you look towards their forward line. Mychek plays a role. Who else? Bobby Hill was enormous, obviously in the grand final, picking up all 15 votes in the Norm Smith. They got Lockie Schultz to come in. Elliott, who might play a bit of a smaller role just because of his age. I mean, there's talent everywhere.
That was a lot of names, Aiden.
I think I might have just named the entire 22.
You named the squad.
I named the squad, but
some of those players might be delisted by the next time we chat.
Yeah, we're not even sure.
Gone through the whole squad.
I mean, I had them in second, finishing in 2024. Obviously, that's just behind Brisbane, like you heard on the video before this one.
Yeah, and I have them in the top 4 as well. Now, I think for them to go again, for me, their 2 biggest strengths is obviously they have insane talent, but in their system, their 2 biggest strengths are just their constant belief and their constant hunger. And that belief will be there more than ever now that they've won a premiership. But the question will be, can they play with that same just constant, ferocious hunger that took them to so many clutch wins now that they have that premiership?
I mean, can you think of a team that has had ball movement like Collingwood did in this past year? Because I've been struggling to think of a team that I've watched previously before this that moves the ball off halfback like they do. Just going, you've got crisp and unbelievable runner Markov played a massive role.
Yeah, in the back half of the year.
The way they just hand pass, it's like they do what the Bulldogs want to do, where the Bulldogs overhand pass, but Collingwood it works perfectly every time. And I think it enabled the quick ball movement actually enables their small forwards to come into play. Because I think if you're a slower moving team, you're sort of relying on the tall forwards, someone to come over the pack and take a mark.
Yeah.
But when you're moving the ball quickly, you're allowing people to get in behind, use the speed, and it's not so much about a height game anymore.
Yeah. But the last thing I'd say is I'm such a big fan of the idea that a team is so much more than the sum of its parts, and they just play with such a trust in one another that is just so hard to beat and is bigger than any combination of talent that you can put together. So that's what got them across the line this year, and I'm sure they'll be confident they can do it again.
Well, I'm interested to hear your thoughts as well. If you're still listening by this point, I'd be impressed. But yeah, I want to see if you have them finishing on top. Maybe they fall off. Who knows? Maybe Nick Dacos gets tagged every game. Not everyone's got a Finn McGuinness. But yeah, thank you, and we'll see you all on the next one.